Getting set for the 1A state championship game here at Jordan-Hare Stadium on the AHSAA Radio Network. Tommy Wood here. Brent Hubbert joining us with the Maplesville Red Devils, your 11th season there. Coach, congratulations on another state championship appearance.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about it. Undefeated all year long. You've had a team that's averaging about 46 points a ball game, and you look at this, and now it's up to like 49. You scored 14 in the win over Linden in week 4. Other than that, no team has held you under 33 until last night. Talk about your offense. What's the key to that offense?
The key, just like anybody with an offense that's producing, is the offensive line. It starts up there. We had to replace 5 starters on the offensive line, so getting them to gel and come together, they've done a great job.
Coming off of a state title appearance last year, you fell to Pickens County 38-13. Do you use that as motivation going into this season, or do you just say, hey, this is a totally new team, totally new atmosphere?
Well, every year is a totally new team, but when you walk out of a state championship game with a loss and you have a great group coming back, it's definitely motivation, but not one time do I remember us really sitting down and talking about it.
You've got a defense that's got 6 shutouts, giving up about a touchdown in ball game. Talk about your defense and how well they played this year.
Yeah, we had 8 guys returning from last year on defense that did a great job last year. We're led by our middle linebacker, who's a senior, Tyler Armstrong, who's All-State, and preparation week to week, it gets to be the difference in a lot of ball games.
You make plans for the Super 7 after a big win over Billingsley, and that's quite a rivalry. You open the season with them, 54-0 win there. In fact, you've beaten the Bears 6 straight times. You face them again in the semifinals. You talk about the tradition you two have together and what a rivalry there. Great semifinal atmosphere.
Oh, the atmosphere last night, it seemed to be like one of those old state championship games that used to be played on the home field, and it was great. It was like some of the rivalries that Maplesville and Billingsley had in the 90s.
Talk about Hubbertville. What do you know about this team? I know you're just getting started in preparing for them, but I know you got to be excited to play that team.
Well, we don't know a lot about them. All we do know is they're smash mouth and they want to run right at you, and it's going to be go back and get prepared for something like that.
We were talking to Coach Harris a little bit, and there's some family connections here, and we heard some stories about family reunions, and talk a little bit about that and your relationship.
Our family reunions, my namesake's Hubbert, and that's where my family originated from. My 2 boys, 11 and 7, they love every year that they get to go to the Hubbert reunion, play on the field. I told him I'd buy that helmet from him and give it for a Christmas gift. So he was just saying, well, I'll give it to you if you be nice. So it was just going back and forth a little bit, and I'm sure there's some cousins here and there, so it's an interesting thing.
Talk about Coach Harris. 37 years there at the same program, and you just don't hear that anymore, and he's just done a great job with that program.
That's something to look up to for me personally, somebody that's been in a small school in that rural setting, community, much like Maplesville, and just have a long-standing tradition of winning.
State championship after again falling short last year. What would that mean to your community?
Oh, it'd be awesome. Any time you can win a state championship, bring it back to a community that supports and rallies around the school, it's big.
As you prepare for a game like this, do you treat it like any other game, or I know you got to have a lot of changes as far as travel plans and things such as that. How do you keep your team on some kind of routine?
Well, last year we went through that, and I thought, it was the first time, and we had to make some adjustments and things, and we just decided this year, we're going to sit back and we're going to enjoy it a little bit more. Let the kids we don't care if they get big-eyed, just let them get down there and have a good time and just play football.
Again, Coach Brent Hubbert joining us with the Maplesville Red Devils taking on Hubbertville for the 1A state title. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.